Uh, how about that? Okay. Technical difficulties, that's okay. We're going to keep moving on. It's not going to change anything. So thank you again, like I said, for coming. And my name is Reverend Pjae Stanley. This is Harmony Spiritual Center. And what we do, as Pat said this morning, and we say every Sunday morning, this is a spiritual center. And so we're here to learn. It's about living the best life we possibly can, and not the best life I call it, the best life that you call it. So whatever it looks like for you, thank you, baby. Whatever it looks like for you, that's what we're trying to do here, is to help you live a great life, because that's what we're here to do. We are all ordained from the womb by God to live a life of joy, and we have work to do. And we can accept it to work, or we don't have to, it doesn't matter. But we're here to help each other. We're here to support each other. We're here to remind each other of who we are. We are all individualized expressions of the one love. And so we have power beyond imagining. So much power to live our lives. So today I want to talk about learn, do, sorry. Learn, do, be. And the reason why is because it's the beginning of the year. And in January, I'd like to talk about just looking at what it is we want to have for the coming year. And what do we want our year to look like? And so one of the things that we do here is to live on purpose. Because it's very easy to live by default. It's very easy to just get used to well, I got to get up this morning, I'm going to work, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and never really think about, are we living the life that we want to live? Are we living on purpose? Are we claiming every day that we get up, this is who I am, this is how I want to live, this is how I want to show up? So in January, I talk about and ask you to take a look at what your values are. And is this your highest value? There's hundreds of values out there. But what's yours? And I just ask you to look at your top 5. Because whatever you're doing, everything should probably be consumed or assumed under those 5. So for instance, for me, it's God. It's all my whole spirituality. Because I talk to God every single day before my feet hit the floor. I want to know what we're doing. And I call God George, as you know. And every morning it's, okay, what are we doing today, George? What's happening? And sometimes I argue. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Spirit says, oh, yeah, you are. You may not be doing it right now, but you'll get around to it. Because that's what has to happen. Fine. So, so every day it's checking in. What am I doing? It's courage. Courage is my second value. Because it takes courage to live your life. It takes courage to call out something. It says it takes courage to look at someone, even though they're not behaving in a way that you would, and know that they are loved, and that they deserve your love, and to walk in that way, and to look at them and go, hey, I love you. And love is transformative. Love is the energy that no matter if you speak it out loud, but you're actually feeling heart to heart, they can feel it. They know what you're, it's like you walk in and somebody don't like you, you know automatically. You don't know why, and you don't really probably care. But you know when somebody doesn't care for you, it's like, oh, it's your loss. But the energy from your heart, whatever it is, people feel that. So I choose to have the energy of love because I know it's transformative. And I know I believe that's what God wants us to do, love one another. So that's, I'm just not going to go through the whole thing. But the point is that you know what your top 5 are, and that you're stepping out every single day and making sure that that's what you do, that you live in this way, whatever you're claiming. And so, again, the reason why I want to talk about that is because there is, again, the beginning of the year, and also because there's so much noise. There's so much noise coming at us all the time. There is news everywhere. I got a newsletter, a thing in my, I get several things in my email. Who are you people? And why do you keep sending me stuff? No matter how I delete and put it in the trash, somebody new still shows up. So there's a lot of news. Not only right to my mailbox, right on your TV, if you have live TV, people come and tell you all kinds of things. There's always information. The question becomes, what's the information that's yours? What is that you want to do? So as you're thinking about what it is you're learning, the question becomes, what is it you want to do about it? You don't need to do something about everything, because you can't. It's not yours to do. That's a question we ask ourselves all the time. What is mine to do? As we're moving forward and we're seeing what's going on in the world, and some things bother us, some things don't, the question we get to ask ourselves is, what is mine to do? And it has to do with whatever those 5 values that we chose, how does that show up in what's mine to do? So how does love show up? If I'm not happy with the way something is happening, and I'll give you an example, because I love to tell stories so that you can understand how it works as you go through your day. So I've shared with you, and I'll share with you all again, that my son and my granddaughter, she's 21 now, I think, or 22, Sydney. So his first wife is her mother, and we loved her. We loved Sydney, the granddaughter, and we loved the first wife. And we didn't know that my son and she were having problems. We didn't know that. And so they just announced that they were getting a divorce. About the same time that he brought another woman into the room, into the house. Like, we're all like, who is this? And what's going on here now? Because we love the other girl. So the problem is, of course, is how do we do that? How do we love both of them? How does that happen? How does that work? And so we finally just said, okay, well, they've decided that they're not going to be together, and we really do like this new person. Shauna is her name. It's my new daughter-in-law. Well, she's not new now. But there was some difficulty in the transition for all of us, and she has a long memory. Some of you have met her. You know that she has a long memory. So it's taken a while for us to get over that initial part where she first came in and where she is now, and where we are now in the relationship. Here's the thing. I asked myself, how do I love this woman? Well, first of all, the first question you ask yourself, because it's always selfish, is how come she don't like me? Right? I mean, that's the first thing, yeah, how come she don't like me? Well, why would she? Because we didn't really receive her that well. But the question I asked myself is, okay, so if I want to love her, and I want her to love me, what is my role in this? What am I willing to do? You have to be the first to love. That is a thing that I say all the time, and that is the truth. If you want love, be love. If you want love, give love. Give the thing that you want. So just recently, and we're recently starting to come together and spend some time, and so I just thought, all right, why don't you just start calling her? Just start calling her and just see. You don't have to have an agenda. Just see how she's doing. Just call her and say hi. And so we're starting to do that. I called her a couple days ago just to see how she was doing. We were on the phone for about 35 minutes. She was just so excited about something she was doing, and I was able to go along with her because I knew what she meant, and she's going into a whole other industry, and she's very excited about it and scared. And so I just got to listen to what she was concerned about, offer a couple of things. She actually asked my opinion on some stuff, and I gave it to her. And I just thought, that's what it looks like. That's what love looks like. If you want love, be the first to love. Just give it. It came back to me in twofold, threefold, tenfold. Just loving her where she was, where she is. That is the key. That's always the key. So whatever your values are, whatever you list as your top 5 things, bring that to everything you do. Be the first to bring that. The courage, the love, whatever it is you say is your top 5, you be the one to bring it, because that's how you receive what you want, by being what you want. So instead of just learning about something, I know what love can do. I have my doctorate in the transformational power of love. I know that. So I've learned that. But am I being that? Am I doing that? You don't start being something until you start doing something, all right? So claim it, start doing that, and then you become that. You become that which you do. That's why it's so important for us to understand the power of doing, okay? Power of doing. So I wanted to bring up just another example of what it looks like to do what you say you are. I'm going to bring him up, and he's probably going to, I'm not going to bring him up here, I'm just going to bring his name up, and he's probably going to be embarrassed, but I don't care. You know that. So Jason invited us to a gathering. What was it? What is it? A game night? Was it? It was a game night. It was a game night. And so he came up and he said, "Hey," a couple of weeks ago, he said, "PJ, I'm going to do this game night," which I'm terrible at. Remember, it's like name that tune. I don't know any tunes. I'm sorry. I just sing the songs. I don't know who they are. But here's the thing. Jason came up and asked me to do that with him. Of course I'm going to do it with him. You know why? Because Jason loved me first. Because when Ken left, and Ken comes back and forth, but Ken's gone, Jason picked up the helm. He picked up the music department. He made himself responsible. I didn't ask him to. No one put him in charge. He just did it. And I'm telling you, rustling up singers, trying to make sure we have our music, that we know what day. He's like, no problem. Yeah, it is a problem. Rustling up the music, making sure we're there on time, making sure we get to practice. He just got, PJ, do you have your music? What music? What? Is it my turn already? Yeah. He's constantly doing that. No one asked him to. It's because that's how much he loves this place, music, and making sure that didn't fall. That's what it looks like. So of course, there's no way for me to say no. How am I going to say no to someone who's already loving me? How would you do that? You can't. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you want, be it. Be it first. It doesn't seem like the natural way to go. It seems like we want to say, hey, why don't they do this for me? Why don't she, he, it, they do something? When you have the power to get that to happen, and you're not doing here. Okay, so let me just say this: you're not doing it so that they will do something. That's not the heart-centered thing you want to do. You're doing it because it's who you are. It's who you are. So you show up as you. The moment you show up as you, so much changes. So much comes back to you without any effort at all. Because what effort is it to be you? What effort is it? What effort is it? I was talking with Carter. She was sharing some stuff with me that I think one of your mentors is retiring. And so she's thinking, all right, well, shoot, I spent my days with this person. She's helped me, all this kind of stuff. And now I'm not going to have that. And so I get to think, well, how do I want my days to go? So she's looking at it. Well, maybe I'll go and work with these other people that I know can do some stuff. Even if it's 45 more minutes to your day, she's got to travel. She's got to travel to do that. But that's okay, because that's what she wants to do. She wants to be around and do what she wants to do. My point of saying that is this: you want to get personally involved in your life. Make decisions. How do you want to be? This is what we get to do. We get to decide. We get to say, this is how I want my life to be. This is who I am. This is how I want my life to be. And how I get my life to be that way is to be that which I want. To be that which I want. Okay? And one of the big choices that we get to do that starts things in motion is to make a decision. We'll go around and around in our heads. Oh, well, we could, and it might, and it should, and blah, blah, all this sort of thing. But nothing moves until you make a decision. Make a decision. Say yes. Say yes to your life. Yes to you. Yes to those values that matter to you. These are my 5 values. These are the order of my 5 values. God first. Okay? Got courage, community, my family, social. You have to order it because everything comes under that order. So the first thing I do is show up as love. Show up with God, because God is love. So I show up, God in my mind, and asking Spirit, and I don't always listen, but that's okay, because I'm a human being. But I'm always asking, what's mine to do? And I can tell you right now that the more you experience that, and the more you experience listening and hearing what God has to say to you, and you do or don't do it, the more you see how your life works out by listening, by doing what you've asked. You've asked for help, and then you turn around and go, I don't know about all that. Okay. Okay. Well, you will. You will. And there's no punishment. It's just the way life is. It's just the way life is. So that's what I just wanted to share with you today. It's not just about gathering information. It's not about learning all these things. It's about doing who you say you are. And by doing, becoming. Becoming that who you already know you are. Just claim your life. Claim your life. This is January. Not everybody came into January this year. Some people have left already. So we don't know what we get. And to me, there's no time to waste because life is beautiful and it's precious. And we get to decide and we can make decisions all day long about how we want to live. We don't have to live in any other way than what we say we want to live. We just have to say it. We have to decide on it, say it. And I was talking with a friend of mine the other day. I talked with several of my friends. They all know that I talk to George like I'm talking to you right now. And she said to me, well, I don't get responses from George like you do. I don't get responses. And I said, well, tell him. I said, hey, I can't hear you. Speak up. You know, whatever you need. Why can't you just do that? Just say that. I don't understand you. And then Spirit said, well, what do you need? What will you understand? Just tell Spirit what you need. Just like I'm sitting here talking to you, this is how you talk to Spirit and say what you need. Say what you need. You want a closer relationship with Spirit? Tell Spirit that. I need a closer relationship, and this is what it looks like. Can you imagine getting involved in a relationship and not knowing how you want it to be? Think about that. A human relationship that you're in with your sisters, your brothers, your significant other. How would you be in a relationship and not know what you want from the relationship? Relationship's not going to go the way you want. You have to know what you want and then explain that and just say, this is what, ask for it. Ask for it. Spirit wants to hear from you. Spirit wants to talk to you. Spirit wants to be in your life every moment of every day. As much as you'll let Spirit be there, Spirit will be there. It's up to you. It's up to you. So make this your year. Make this your month. Make this your month. That you say, this is who I am. This is my roadmap, which is your values, your top values. And this is how I'm going to show up every day. And every morning when you wake up, reconfirm that. This is how I'm showing up today. And sometimes you'll look at, it took me a while to know that those are the 5. Because I thought there was something else that was more important that was ordered. They were the 5, but they weren't ordered correctly. So it's okay. Live with it. Walk around and see how it shows up. Oh, you know what? This is on the list, but it's higher or lower. So I show up here first, and then this second, and then this third. Okay? Just do that. Have a great life. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. So that's all I want to share with you today. It's just, learn, do, be, and have a fabulous life. So it is.